Hola chicos, this is going to be a real quick video to walk you through some of the assignments that you had last week. So you should, by the end of this video, be able to go back and check your work and make sure you got everything as correct as you could. And if you did not, then you can feel free to go back and change your documents. That way you have the right information and a really good foundation. Okay, so the uh, first assignment that we had you do was the visual vocab graphic organizer. This one is a bit interesting because you don't really have to do anything with it right away. It would force you to make a copy, and you should have shared this copy with your instructor. So we have the visual vocab. Mine is blank, but this is basically where we would come in and add in our own notes. So I am very particular about things like this, so I'm going to go ahead and change my font and the color of it and everything so it looks more handwritten, and then I'm going to know, like, okay, these are my notes that I've taken. So as we go through other activities, we would just come back here to this document and add in the vocabulary if we find any new vocabulary in our other stuff. Oh. So next we had an ed puzzle. This was just a video that you had to watch and you just answered some questions about it. It's the type of questions that we would have asked you in class if we had watched the video together. I'm gonna not go through that on this video just to save time. The second Google Doc you had to make a copy of was this discovery reading, environment discovery reading. So I've already made a copy of it. It's unchanged though. So we wanted to do 4 things, which is a bit more than normal, but again, we were not there to work with you guys one-on-one on this. So let's go through this and see what we need to do. We've got underline new unit vocabulary. So those are going to be things from the visual vocab mat. Highlight yellow phrases and sentence starters describing problems. Highlight green phrases and sentence starters describing solutions. And then bold new third person structures. So since these are new, you may not have picked up on all of them. Some of the assignments, some of the discovery readings that I saw didn't have anything bolded at all, which is fine because they're new. We're trying to discover them. So first thing that I see right away is la contaminación. That is definitely a new vocab word for pollution. I would also underline grave. It means serious. And that is something that was not on my visual vocab. Okay, yes it is. It's right here, grave. So I guess I don't need to add that. Back to my discovery reading. Si la contaminación impacta la calidad del aire y del agua. So he's saying that contaminación impacta. So this is a problem. It impacts the quality of air and of water. So those are vocab terms from our visual vocab. Impacta is also one of our third person structures. Impacta means it impacts. So that's not like an I activity or you activity. It's a third person structure. It impacts. David continues on. Muchas personas tiran las bolsas plásticas y malgastan el agua. So we've got a lot going on here. We've got some new vocab. Tiran is they throw away. So this is going to be part of the problem. We can also bold it. Y malgastan. Again, that's part of a problem. We can bold it because it's lots of people, they throw away the plastic bags and they waste water. So we'll talk more about how these third person structures are made later when we get to the structured input document. So moving on, David says, or his mom asks, ¿Cómo nos afecta? Like, how does it affect us? And David says, hace daño al medio ambiente y a la vida salvaje. Es muy triste. So here we've got our hace daño. It harms. It does harm too. And what is it doing harm to? Well, it's doing harm to el medio ambiente, the environment, y la vida salvaje, the wildlife. And this right here, hace daño, is another third person structure because it's not me doing it or us doing it. It's third person. The mom says, pero en nuestra familia no usamos cosas plásticas. So this is part of the solution, or it's, a more positive phrase. Y reciclamos las botellas de vidrio y las latas. So I'm going to highlight that too. Las botellas de vidrio are glass bottles, which is on our visual vocab, and las latas are cans, which is also on our vocab. So those are new vocab terms. Then the madre asks, ¿Qué más podemos hacer? And David says, además, podemos conservar el agua y no malgastar la comida. So all of this stuff is part of his solution. Conservar might be new to some of us. Hopefully el agua isn't new, but I'll go ahead and underline it. And then no malgastar means to not waste, not to waste. His madre says, tienes razón, mijo, compramos mucha comida, pero tenemos que tirar el exceso en la basura. Es importante disminuir la contaminación. So I really feel like that last sentence especially is a solution that she's proposing, or just saying, how important it is to disminuir, to diminish, to reduce pollution. We can also say el exceso is a good vocab, like it's just like excess stuff. And then we had la basura, the trash. Even tirar is like, throwing stuff away. So if you wanted to underline that, you could. Hopefully, compramos and comida, those are not new words, but these are all of the new words that were in here. And if you had trouble finding them, they were also on the visual vocab mat. So next I'm going to look through this and I'm going to try to see, is there anything in here that is not on the visual vocab mat that maybe I might want to add to my visual vocab mat. So I think I'm going to add that. His mom said, ¿Cómo nos afecta? So I think I'm going to add that to this section about ¿Cuáles son los efectos del problema? So I'm going to, like I said, I need to know what I put down and what was already there. So I'm just going to change it to a more handwritten font and add ¿Cómo nos afecta? If you want to add a note for yourself to say what it means, then that's up to you. This is your visual vocab map for your reference. Okay, I think that's about it for the visual vocab. Let me just take one last look and make sure there's nothing going on here. Nothing else that I want to add. Yeah, I think this is good. Maybe I want to add the stuff to it later on after I've gone through some more resources. So this was just part one of a video for us to explain all the keys to you. I don't want to make multiple videos because I don't want the video to be super, super long. But you can be expecting a video for the comprehension and a video for the structured input assignments that you had to do as well. Okay, adios.